Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. Today, myself and Jim Morgan are going to share with you our thoughts around Lux Vega, the costs and discounts associated with PEG DEC and PEG vouchers, as well as some amazing other alternative investments within Splinterlands right now. Just looking at all of the mayhem following the recent cryptocurrency bloodbath and sort of the discounts that came out of that. So if that sounds interesting, stick around, stay tuned, like, and subscribe. Have an amazing day, guys. God bless. I've been slowly buying up some Rift Watcher cards. I have 1.3 million DEC right now. I had 1.5. I bought 200,000 worth of stuff in the last few days here. Man, I don't want to spend my DEC because and let's talk about this. I don't want to spend my DEC, but the problem is there's so many good purchases. Like, that's the trick. I don't want to spend my DEC because I want to hold it for the new, man, trying to build this team and say words is hard. Boom. I'm trying to save my money for Lux, and that's the thing I wanted to talk about. One of the things I wanted to talk about. First of all, I think Lux is going to be amazing, and you guys know I feel that way, and Jim, I know you feel that way. I've been just like crunching the numbers because of all the volatility in crypto, and it just strikes me that like it's really going to be quite cheap. Like, you look at $1,000 price tag for the regular, and even if you were to buy $1,000 worth of DEC, right, that would be, at this moment, if you bought it today, you're talking about $750 to get $1,000 worth of DEC. That's right there. It's not $1,000. The card is $750. But then if you have if you have the smarts to buy 500 vouchers using Hive engine, you're going to spend 20 cents per voucher. You're going to get 100. You're going to get 500 vouchers. That's $100. So half the price is actually $100. So now you have, you're up to $100 and you paid for half of it, and you need $500 more, and you could spend $350 essentially on DEC, $375 on DEC, and $100 on vouchers. You're talking $500 to get it. But then also, if you went to Splinterlands, Splinterfest, then you have a $300 voucher. So it's actually, really, really inexpensive. And it depends, even if because you're talking again, like a neutral monster summoner, one of its kind. I think really powerful and exceptional in what it's going to be doing, and playable at every time you play the game, pretty much. And so, yeah, man, I'm super eager, and I'm really hopeful that I'm going to be able to buy 3. That's my plan.
There's one thing I'm kind of upset about Lux for, though.
Tell me.
It's that we found out the non-foil to gold foil percent upgrade isn't 4%, it's 2%. So that means there's only going to be 40 on secondary marketplace. Which my numbers I was utilizing was for the 4%, and they're being 60, which was 50% more. So now there's going to be 33% less. So now I don't know what I'm going to be able to get a gold foil Lux for. If I'm even able to get a gold foil Lux. I don't know. I have no idea.
What were you imagining that how are you, walk me through how you were thinking the numbers were, even if you don't yet know the rethinking of it now that there's different numbers. Yeah.
So, all right. If we were talking about the DEC that you would need, right? So you need 3 million.
$5,000, right?
Yeah. So it's $5,000. Let's say I was able to get the voucher for like $1,000, right?
Okay.
Or someone is now selling the Kelia for $4,000, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So we do the 5 million DEC minus the 2 million to go down to 3, and then you can take that number, multiply it by 0.00078?
75.
75. All right, yeah, let's say 75. So then you're looking at $2,250 in DEC as of right now.
So $2,250 worth of DEC, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And that's not even including the vouchers to then bring that down. Which,
now, can you stop there for a second? Because I need to probe something I don't fully understand. With the voucher side of things, I know at the lower level with the regular foil, you're allowed to use 500 vouchers. Is that all you're allowed to use?
So on the lower side, you actually can't use 500 vouchers.
Oh.
All right, my bad. You can't use 500 vouchers if you have the token, or yes, the coupon code. So it takes the cap down from $1,000 to $700, and then you can use vouchers for 50%. So you can use 350 vouchers on the first one.
Gotcha.
I think you might be able to still use 500 if you don't have the coupon.
Yep.
But I'm not entirely sure.
I think the answer is yes, because I heard them say in the town hall you'll be able to use 500. But I think what you're saying makes perfect sense because it's half. They said half.
Yeah.
And they said 500, which to me jives with what you just said.
Yeah. So then we could also look at 1,500 vouchers for the gold foil Kelia, which let's say 25 cents for each one, because I'm sure some people bought them up at 25 cents. So we're looking at $375, and then we could take the that 300 or that 3 million, which is the 2250. Take that divided by 2, and then add the 3750 on top of it.
So you lost me, but do you have a number in mind?
So yeah, let me go ahead and pull that up. Plus 375. So like the bare minimum that you could get a gold foil Lux for, if you paid the $2,000 for Splinterfest, is $1,500.
1,500 for gold foil if you had the voucher.
Yes.
See,
so if you didn't, and I would have to spend $1,000 on the voucher, then it would be $2,500.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and do you think it's reasonable to imagine that you would get a $1,000 gold foil voucher?
I think it's reasonable, because you don't get any of the other perks that came from the Splinterfest, and not to mention there's a lot of times where if you're buying something from someone and it's more of just a discount code, then, like if they want to cash that out, if they're not planning on buying it, getting 50% of it is 50% to 60% is a good return rate on it.
Yeah, I hear you. Interesting point though, and caution to anybody listening to Jim's thinking here, and caution to you, Jim. Like it's just a coupon code, right? Like you're just getting a number that you can input when you buy.
Yep.
But
it's not an NFT.
But your seller, like the seller who's taking your $1,000 is going to take your $1,000 like today and give you a coupon code today, and they could keep that coupon code and try and beat you to using it. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's definitely possible.
So you definitely want to only work with somebody you like explicitly trust. The idea that you'd go into Discord and just figure this out with some rando is a terrible idea. Because they could certainly, I mean, they might treat you well and they might screw you. So guys, be totally cognizant of that fact. It's not an NFT. It's a number that anyone could try and use. And if they use it before you use it, that thing's done and you've given $1,000 or whatever the price for that voucher, you've surrendered that value without the opportunity to use that product. So 2,500-ish.
Considering getting one.
2,500-ish versus probably 500-ish, like for a regular foil. If my numbers that I looked at were in the right ballpark, like hang on, I guess you'd be saying, like, let's say no voucher. You're spending probably on the regular foil. You can use 500 vouchers, I think, and that's $100 today. And then you're gonna need $500,000 or 500,000 DC, which at current price, let's see. 500,000 times 0.00075. So 375. So you're talking 475 to get a max level regular foil with no voucher. But then if you had $700 card because you did attend Splinterfest, meaning you have a $300 voucher, then you have half of that goes away. Hang on. $375 or $350 goes away, costing you roughly $75 because you've got the vouchers. So you really need, what you need is 375,000 DC times 0.00075. You need 281 for your DC, and you need probably, I mean, this is rough, but I'm going to say $75 more for the vouchers. So 356 if you have a voucher for your regular foil, or 475-ish if you don't. Would you rather have 5 regular foils or 1 gold foil? Like from the rental perspective, the resale in the future, it seems like this is the regular foil might be the better, not saying better card to have, but the better kind of the cheaper entry point because of the impact that vouchers can have on it and how cheap vouchers are. Because I think you just said you can use half your value on the big boy too, can't you? The gold foil for vouchers?
Yeah, so for vouchers, you're able to put into like either 1,500 or I guess 2,500 vouchers.
Deepers, dude. Would that be so many vouchers that you would move the voucher market? That's another thing to think about, because if you needed to acquire that many vouchers, you could suddenly, let's see, the sell orders. No, there's plenty of vouchers here at a relatively reasonable price, like 1,400, 200, 300. Yeah. Exciting, man. I hope you get it.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking, dude. It's so much money.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely is. I can't see that being cheaper though. Like, does that gold foil legendary neutral summoner, one of a kind, come out of them beyond and launch on the market and then be less than that on the marketplace? I don't think so.
I think so. If we're talking about just like the 20 that people make, right? I don't see it really happening. But I want to say around like the end of the week, month, or the week time frame where you can no longer make any more of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think so, because that 2% that people make it from the non-foil, I could see it. Yeah.
There could be some selling pressure from those people who got lucky, you mean?
Yeah. Exactly. So I could definitely see, and I've made the argument, like, if say you make one for $350 and you make a gold foil, it's like, would you be mad to instantly get like 3.5K or even 4K, right? Like, because that was the number I've been wanting to get one for around.
Wow, dude.
Like,
oh my goodness, if I pull a gold foil.
10x.
Yeah.
To instantly get a 10x on your stuff.
Yeah, you got to take that. Here's the thing, even if you love that gold foil, if you bought it for $400 and it 10x to that 4K market value, let's say you could liquidate it. Let's say there's a buy order. Here's Lux gold foil and it's selling. There's a buy order in there for 3,500 USD and you bought it for 350 or $400 USD. I say you got to take that, even though I want that gold foil, even though I think it's a great long-term hold, even though it'll set you apart in brawls and whatnot. I would argue that's such a massive increase of the value you put in that it just makes sense to then, unless you're already totally set in every respect for Splinterlands, which no one is, I'd say that 10x in your value could just be liquidated and unlock. You're going to be able to buy a regular foil and have $3,000 left over, maybe 2,500 grand, depending on what the market for the regular foil ends up being. You're going to be able to buy that regular foil back from somebody. You'll have the card to play with, not regular foil, not gold, but still. And then you're going to have 2,500 or $3,000 to work with in filling a ton of holes, buying Riftwatcher packs. Who knows? Like whatever you want. Land is looking juicy again, I'd say. That's the thing I'm really looking at.
Yeah, it's at like what, 150 right now?
177, which to me, man, if Lux Vega wasn't squarely in my sights, this would be where I'd go.
Yeah. That's the one thing I think people don't really realize, right? It's when Splinterlands is hanging that carrot in front of you and everyone's looking at the Lux Vega, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone has their eyes set on it. Go look at the rest of the market that is also important. Like, look at SPS. Look at licenses. You can get a license right now, secondary market, for $1,100.
Yeah.
That's cheaper than what we were getting it for during pre-sale.
Yesterday, they were $900.
Yeah. Yeah, with the big drop.
That's the thing, guys. Like, these are all priced in Hive. So, one, Jim's right. You need to be cognizant of the fact that when there's big market moves like there were yesterday and the price of Hive is falling, you can have these amazing opportunities. Because why? Because people list things for sale, given a Hive amount that they're happy with, based on a market price that existed 2 days ago. And then the Hive price moves dramatically in a 12-hour period before the seller even recognizes it, maybe. And then the Hive they've asked for, 3,400 Hive, could be suddenly worth half of its US dollar value. And then you, a brand new investor, maybe you move fiat currency into Hive right then and there to take advantage of those amazing sales. If you're coming from fiat into fresh crypto, those are moments like, and that's why you see these massive green candles. It's not because the card sold really for like that much more money. It's actually the Hive. This is a Hive chart, I think, right? And like how many Hive it sold for. Yeah, this is based on Hive. And therefore, when Hive is so volatile, you get these like massive candles down or up, because the number of Hive being used is changing radically. And even, what's that deal? That's like 3,400. Yeah, see, it's about 1175. I'd say that's like amazing deal. But you know, there's a half dozen amazing deals that I want to take advantage of.
There's a lot of stuff. It's just try to find what it is you're looking to prioritize and go for it. Like branching off and aiming to get a bunch of different things is definitely good, but it also runs you very thin. But you're going wide rather than tall on a few things. Yeah.
Oscu says, I got my 500k DAC earlier for 00058. Vouchers at 21 cents per pop. Now I just need to get one. I expect them to sell in an instant. Me too, dude. 700 copies with a 2% gold foil drop rate. With all those mechanics that I just talked about, the voucher discounts, the DAC discounts, there's really no reason why they shouldn't all sell immediately. Like, one, you're getting a great card. Two, that great card could be a lottery ticket into a 10x because of the gold foil opportunity. You got a 2% chance of that? That's a good chance, man, for considering it's already a good card. And you, I would argue, should like it for its utility. You should like it for the discounts around peg from voucher, peg from DEC. So it's a great buy, I think, and it's an important card. So even if you don't get that gold foil, it's a great purchase at the price. But then you can get a 2% chance at gold foil, which is like a free lottery ticket. But he goes on to say, I'm a bit worried because many seem to plan to buy 2 to 3. Yeah, I think for sure, dude. I have 2 vouchers, so now I did say I'm gonna give one of them to Dark Star from Time and Attention. He's been a real help, and he asked me a long time ago if I would pass on one of my Splinterfest vouchers. So I'm willing to sell him that one for cost, like the $300 purchase price. I don't want to, but I promised him I will, and it's his unless he can get in there and buy one himself. He's gonna try just like you are, Oscu. He's gonna try and buy one from the market. Hopefully he gets one. And if he does, then I'm going to use both of my vouchers, and I'm trying to get a third one. I don't even frankly know how many I can afford. I haven't really crunched the numbers, but like I said earlier, I haven't written it out, but I have 1.3 DC, and I bought a ton of vouchers the other day. Let's see. I'm up to 1,600 vouchers. So I think I could probably buy 3. I can definitely buy 3, but I might be able to buy 4 because it's actually 375 vouchers times 2 is 750 vouchers plus 500. That's 1250. No, I don't quite have enough for 4 in terms of vouchers, or probably in terms of DEC. And it'll happen too fast for me to kind of make a last minute call on that. But the cool thing is with my vouchers, I could try and quickly buy 2 from the market. Just come in here. I could go to the shop. I can go to, where is it? Not Rooney. Promo. And I could buy theoretically 2 from the market. And then I still have my 2 vouchers, which I can and will use if they aren't being given to Time Attention user. So 3 or 4 would be what I want. And rental costs, my multiple accounts, all of that, and plus the opportunity to get that gold foil.
I didn't even realize my mic was muted.
I thought you were just being a good listener.